Well, good morning, Kenny. Where are we?
We are out in Chicago, I guess Illinois, at a pretty special location here. So we're paying our buddy Ivan a visit here, and we are at Cannonball Garage.
Look at that.
Welcome to Cannonball Garage, one of the world's most premier destinations for McLaren modification and precision service. Today, we're going to be breaking in our fully home-built McLaren P1 on their dyno for the very first time.
Oh, hello there, Ivan.
Hello. Howdy, Juan.
Juan, yes. Oh, yeah, my apologies.
So the Lucas scratch-built P1 is here. We are, as you know, we built the engine for this thing. We built it several years ago, so it's kind of sitting around for a while, and eventually we got it running out in Denver. Well, it's here now to be broken in, so we're going to put it on our dyno. We're going to run it up. We're going to make sure everything's good with it. We'll do an oil filter change, we'll do oil filter inspections, we'll do an oil change at the end. It'll all be good to go. Once that checks out, then it's going to be time to start buttoning this thing up. I mean, we know it's a runner, it's a driver. We're going to sort out a couple little quirks here and there, but basically we're here to give it its okay, its final check through, and make sure it's good to assemble.
I always forget there's no starter, so it's going to just click, boom. Yep.
Yes, sir. Angry.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this thing rip, dude. This thing's gonna be nuts. There's a lot of unknowns with this thing.
There are a ton of unknowns.
Yeah.
We did rebuild the engines. The engine portion is new. Mm-hmm. However, from front to back inside the transmission is God knows how many miles? 40?
Yeah.
I mean, what did they represent?
40,000.
40,000.
40,000 track miles.
Track miles, okay.
And people who didn't care about it.
And then we've got a mystery e-motor.
Yep.
We've got a mystery battery.
And a mystery MCU. So
mystery MCU.
Yep.
So.
And a little resolver cable that's kind of hooking on to a dream right now. So.
It's gonna be fine.
I'm excited. Honestly, guys, I'm pumped.
For frame of reference, this is the resolver cable we keep talking about. So when you hear us say like resolver cable, this is what we're talking about. That goes into the battery over here, or to the MCU actually, and that runs all the way down to the electric motor. So whenever we're talking about it, we're talking about this thing. But you can see we kind of have a little bit of a bubbified setup right now on it, but you know, it'll get there.
Let's go.
That was wild. Dude, hearing that engine for the first time? Wow. She's angry, dude. Oh, yeah. That's a buck 70.
Currently at about 11 miles on it, just kind of going through the RPMs, getting it up high in the RPMs, lots of deceleration, pulls the rings into the walls, make sure that gets broken in. Everything's looking good. Coolant, oil temperature, all that's good. It's burning off some of the fingerprints on the exhaust system and that sort of stuff, but it'll get up. Kenny's permanently embedded his fingerprints now into the exhaust system. So,
What speed did we clock on?
190 miles an hour, 7,000 RPM, 6 gear, not a lot of boost, just a lot of RPM. So we're gonna let it cool down a little bit. We'll put another 10 miles on it. We'll pull the oil filter out, cut the oil filter open, make sure that everything looks good inside the engine, put a new oil filter in it, put another 10 miles on it or so, change the oil, and it'll be ready to, make some power. It's going to have a color to it from all the assembly lube, so that the darker color is going to be the ARP Extreme assembly lube.
This is beautiful. It's like watching a master at work here, dude.
This will tell you what's going on inside. So we're going to expect a little bit of metal.
Yeah.
You always see a little bit.
Yeah.
So you can see some
speckle,
sparkly,
yeah.
some glitter and stuff like that. That's just stuff breaking in and doing its thing. We're going to look really close for any sort of copper. Copper would be really bad. And we'll run a magnet over it and make sure that there's nothing ferrous in there. And then we should be good to put another filter in there. Throw some more miles. I see nothing that looks like copper. You grab a magnet.
Well, we like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. No, this is honestly, I love these like little just how-to tips, just in case you ever need to do this, you know.
In case you ever
viewers
need
out
to
there.
take apart your McLaren oil
You
filter.
never know, man. Someone out there.
Filter, or that's basically clean. There's little tiny pieces and stuff like that, but nothing to be concerned with. This is very typical of what you'd see on a first filter. Honestly, it's pretty clean for a first filter. So we'll put another filter in there, put some more miles on it. We'll do one more check, and then we can either make some power or or do an oil change, whatever you guys want to do with it.
As we put the last 10 miles on this car, it's important to remember that 6 months ago, this car did not exist. This car has been completely built by hand out of nothing but spare parts. It's truly a testament for what a motivated group of people can accomplish when they put their minds to something. We can't thank everybody enough who has been involved in this project. From Cannonball Garage to Freddie to all the members of the car council, you guys made this possible.
And this is settings ready. Cool. What are we doing now?
So we're gonna make a pull on the dyno. So we're gonna make a pull in fourth gear. We'll go, 2,500 RPMs to red line. We'll see what it makes for horsepower. We don't know what's gonna happen. It's got a check engine light. It's got a hybrid battery or hybrid stall.
A few error codes.
A few error codes here and there. Not a lot of stuff's plugged in, or a lot of stuff isn't plugged in. A lot of stuff is plugged in. There still is a lot of stuff that's not plugged in, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it should make some horsepower, but we don't know.
It'll make at least one.
At least one.
At least one.
Yes. Anything over one's a bonus.
Yes.
How much power do you think it will make in its current state?
Well, the issue I don't know right now is we don't know if the electric motor is deploying properly in its full capability. So it could be somewhere in the 7s because it's just the engine. It could be 900 with the motor. Don't know. But here we go. It begins. Breaking a few things down while we do this. What we do know is that the E motor does deploy and work because we've been able to move in E mode alone. So right now, what we're running is called Dyno mode, and so McLaren basically has a system where you can only run in its normal settings with Dyno. My theory is it doesn't deploy the electric motor through that, but I could be certainly wrong. What we're trying to do now is we're trying to prompt sport or race mode on it to see if we can actually get both working in tandem. The good news is 740 from the engine is exactly where we're going to be. That's right at OEM spec. So, engine's looking good, and we know that the motor deploys. Now it's just making sure that we can get them to work together.
That seemed a little more angry.
That's ornery. What do we got? All right, take us home now. Let's go.
Take us home. So basically, we tried a couple of dyno pulls. First one made 740. Second one made 750. It's probably what I would expect from this car on engine alone without the hybrid assist. We can't get the hybrid assist to go right now, maybe because of some of the faults, maybe because we can't get it into sport mode. There's some things going on. We tried to put it into sport mode, it started to lower, and then it kicked us out of active, so we can't really tell if that thing's giving us a boost because we can't take it out of normal. We have a lot of codes to chase, but overall, this is exactly what we would expect from a car, of this nature on engine alone without the motor. So,
Yeah. Well,
massive
and
success.
the thing too we know is that this thing can move on E mode alone.
Right.
So we know the motor does deploy.
Correct.
So and now it's just kind of
Perhaps that resolver cable, perhaps a little bit of a leak or something.
Yeah.
We'll get through it. We'll figure out what's going on. But this, I mean, this is a legitimate car now. I was over 200 miles per hour on the dyno. We made 750 wheel horsepower. I mean, at the wheels. This isn't crank. This is at the wheels. So this thing's, I mean, it's a legit car.
It's a legit car. Well, and Ivan, thank you again. Guys, check out Cannonball Garage if you haven't already. Like, these guys, you guys, as I call you, McLaren Moses. Thank you
McLaren
again.
Moses.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. All right, are we recording?
Yes, we are.
We are.
All right, so we just finished the dyno session here at Cannonball,
On our way back to Denver.
and I think that went really well.
I think so too. So the good news, guys, is we know a few things. One, the engine is deploying actually slightly above OEM, which is really impressive. So engine is actually more powerful than OEM, which is huge.
Yep.
Our electric motor isn't deploying right now for a couple reasons. We have to change and fix a lot of error codes. There's a ton throughout the car.
I mean, but I feel like that's something that we could have expected, considering
this
it was
is fine.
built in a garage.
Yeah.
But, you know, the fact that we were able to get the car over 200 miles an hour on the dyno, that is a serious accomplishment.
That's huge. And guys, next time you see P1, it's going to be back at our shop. We're going to be buttoning it up and fixing basically every single error code that we can find and getting those body panels back on. So stay tuned.
Well, all right, guys, that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you in the next video.
Please do. See you guys.